And I'd like to ask Vice President McVeigh to please read the Open Public Meeting Act statement.
This meeting is called pursuant to the provisions of the Open Public Meetings Law. This meeting of February 5th, 2019 was included in the list of meeting notices sent to the newspapers of record and posted on the bulletin board in the municipal building and has remained continuously posted as required notices under the statute. In addition, a copy of the notice has been available to the public and is on file in the office of the municipal clerk.
Excellent. If we could stand for the flag salute, I would like to ask everyone, for the indication, I apologize. I would like to ask everyone first if we could please have a moment of silence for the Chief Gildo DePaulis and to pray for the healthy recovery and speedy recovery of local resident Dan Boyce.
We gather to make decisions for our community. May we use only our best skills and judgment, keeping ourselves impartial and neutral as we consider the merits and pitfalls of each matter that is placed before us, and always act in accordance with what is best for our Phillipsburg community and our Phillipsburg citizens.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic which stands one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Roll call.
Council President Fulton.
Here.
Council Vice President McVeigh.
Here.
Councilman Davis.
Here.
Councilwoman DeGirolamo. Here. Councilman Lutz.
Okay. Motion to untable the minutes for the council reorg and the council work session.
So moved.
Second. Roll call.
Councilman Davis.
Yes.
Councilwoman DeGirolamo.
Yes.
Councilman Lutz.
Yes.
Council Vice President McVeigh.
Yes.
Council President Fulton.
Yes. Okay, motion to approve.
Are you doing them together or separate?
Yeah, we can do them both the same. Motion to approve both minutes for the council reorg January 2019 and council work session January 15th, 2019.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? Roll call.
Councilman Davis.
Abstain.
Councilwoman DeGirolamo.
Yes.
Councilman Lutz.
Yes.
Council Vice President McVeigh.
Yes.
Council President Fulton.
Yes. We go through the bills list. Motion to approve.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Yeah, big.
Wait, what about the ones already recorded?
Oh, I still would like to hold
She's
the.
reading first.
Yeah, she's got to read first.
The current fund, $55,036.37. State and federal grants, $136,794.18. Capital fund, $4,556.48. Sewage utility fund, $5,559.05. Planning board trust fund, $22,221.50. Bridge development, $20,436.50. For a regular bill list of $244,604.08. There is no Section 8 rent payments. There are 3 previous tabled bills, William Benz, Mr. Weissy, and the Phillipsburg UEZ. The prepaid bill list, the current fund, $78,110.63. State and federal grants, $31,800. Agency fund, $1,710.70. The prepaid bill list is $111,621.33. Grand total of all funds, $368,173.91.
Okay, before we begin, I would like to motion to untable the Section 8 check for Mr. Weissy in the amount of $590.
Second.
Okay, roll call.
Councilman Davis?
Yes.
Councilwoman DeGirolamo?
Yes.
Councilman Lutz?
Yes.
Council Vice President McVeigh?
Yes.
Council President Fulton.
Yes. Okay, Councilman Lutz, do you have anything on that?
Nothing, thank you.
Councilman Davis?
I'm good, thanks.
Councilwoman DeGirolamo?
I'm good.
Councilman McVeigh?
I do. Under the departments, I'll look at the grant expenditures, the bill 2787475, duplicate for 74, these were to the Birthday Center for a Super Bowl party through the Municipal Alliance.
Hold all three.
So that's 7.4 and 7.5, and is there another one?
Yeah, hold all three until we get,
Okay. So there's a motion to hold all of those?
yes.
Is there a particular reason we're moving to hold these bills?
Yes.
Over the weekend, there was some information exchange regarding how an event was rolled out there involving membership, free membership, paid membership. There was a little bit of confusion with the Municipal Alliance. I know Council President reached out to some county folks. I know Vicki worked hard on this as well, and I just want a clarification. Was this resolved? If we could have this open for discussion. If it's still hanging, information still hanging on this, or if this has been closed, I'll be gladly willing to move on it. But if it's still open, I just would like open discussion.
No. We have the Municipal Alliance coming at the next meeting to discuss this issue. I did speak with Freeholder Kern, and the problem is you're using county and state funds, therefore that you can't place a restriction such on membership required, right, in their verbiage. So they're holding events, and it still states that you need to become a member. Now, although they are waiving those membership fees, the verbiage is still out there placing a restriction. These funds are to be used for all of Phillipsburg's youth, not just the members of a certain institution. So we will have to sit down and speak with Ms. Ringo at the next council meeting. Thank you. Does that suffice, Council?
Understood, thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so just to be clear, that was 7475, and is there 76? Just 74 and 75, okay. So motion to table 27874 and 27875. Right?
Yes.
Okay. Councilwoman? You didn't have anything, I don't have anything either, so
What about the UEG?
I still would request that the bill for the Carnegie Agency and the UEZ kiosk remain tabled.
What is the reason the UEC is tabled?
Sure. I still have to meet with CFO Merlo. I am not comfortable refunding $10,871 when I was assured that the UEZ was not involved when the parking first took place.
I remember.
Yes. If I recall correctly, the discussion at the time is that the UEZ was paying for one kiosk and we were paying for the other after the UEZ paid for it. We were going to reimburse them. That was the discussion that we had in the previous council session.
In the council session for us?
2017, if I recall.
Yeah.
So that was previous to us?
That's correct.
Okay. I would just like clarification on that then before we go ahead and disperse those funds. You're more than welcome to motion to on table if you wish, Council.
Yeah, I mean, is there additional, other than that understanding, is there some language or agreement that you're looking for? I believe it was stated on the record, I think, at the council meeting. I don't know if there's any additional.
So we
I
had
was present, it was.
we had requested documents from the UEZ. They're still being withheld. I am not comfortable doing anything or any business with the UEZ until they release those documents.
Okay.
Okay, motion to approve is amended.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilman Davis?
Yes.
Councilwoman DeGirolamo?
Yes.
Councilman Lutz?
Yes.
Council Vice President McVeigh?
Yes.
Council President Polter?
Yes. Okay, folks, the next on the agenda is a discussion regarding the temporary police move. To be clear, we are only discussing the temporary police move and neither projects that are up for consideration. I do believe we have members of the police department all here this evening. We have received a letter. Who's speaking on behalf of the police department tonight? Would you come forward? Just so I can hear you, that's all. Thank you. So we were in receipt of your letter, and we would like to see you moved as soon as possible. So is there a plan to move the police department?
That'd be up to the mayor's office, correct?
It would be, yes. I've requested documents. I've yet to see those documents. The mayor's in attendance this evening. Mayor, would you like to step forward?
Sure.
You can put that back on. You push the bottom.
I submitted 2 documents, Council President, sorry.
Who did you submit those documents to? I don't have those documents.
I believe I have a copy here. The plan, of course, was to stay under the $3.1 million and not burden the taxpayers with any more money. The way we would do that, the town would become a general contractor. And
Right, Mayor, just to stay on point, and I do understand where you're going with this, but remember, we're only discussing the temporary move.
Okay, that's for you then.
Okay.
Yeah. And if you're talking temporary, we did get a price on a trailer
Okay.
for police officers who are worried about any kind of respiratory issues, that they could use that trailer, which would be placed behind.
And do we have a cost estimate?
We do.
We do. And how much does it cost?
$300 a month, I believe. And Robert,
$12,000 for the first year.
very affordable. We don't need to ask council for any additional funding. I would just need your permission to sign the contract. It's a very safe haven for those who are worried about their health issues.
I don't believe that's going to be an issue.
Okay?
I believe we can do that right now. Can we motion?
Yeah.
All right, I'd like to make a motion to, please.
I'd like to hear from the lieutenant if that's sufficient enough room for his personnel. If he needs more or less, I don't know. If you're gonna approve that, you're gonna put them in a place that there's not enough room, that's not helping anybody out, other than
Well,
helping.
excuse me, Vice President. That's a
We
little
can't
more
hear.
complicated. That's a little more complicated, and I think that Chief Stetner had met with the trailer contractor.
Yes.
Chief, would you mind explaining?
And Chief, as you approach, I only asked the question because the number I just got was 3. Is that the number I just got?
12,000 per year, 300 per month.
For how many trailers?
That's one.
Right, what's the total number of trailers?
That's Rob.
Well, I think it's a little difficult to speak to without speaking on the bigger picture. I'm gonna be honest with you. Because I met today with the trailer company, finally got them in there where we could sit down and start to design maybe a complex. Unless somebody's gonna tell us where we're putting the complex, I don't know where it's going. It's too big.
So,
To move everything out, we're talking with Chief Hay, 13 to 14 trailers. He looked at the site we're on now, if it was possible to put it anywhere there. I mean, you gotta take into account, we put it there, what, where are we parking? Because we're taking up parking. If we put it there, how are we utilizing the parking and then doing something with that building? I know I'm not allowed to talk about that building, but the point is, it's not like we can talk about bits and pieces. We need to sit down and we need to discuss the whole kit and caboodle.
Chief, I don't disagree, but I don't believe that we need to discuss the projects in order to discuss a temporary move.
No, well, respectfully, I disagree. I mean,
I understand.
we were under the understanding, last email I got was that we were going to executive session, like, the union heads and,
We were, okay, in fairness to all of your gentlemen in the room, I felt it would be prudent to hold it in a public session, just so there was transparency. I didn't want anything to linger on the outside.
okay, well,
If you'd like, I could try and pack all 37 guys in the back.
I mean, the guys knew who was going in the executive session. Each union had a representative, along with myself, Mr. Schreck, the mayor, council, naturally. It's not easy to boil down. There's too many moving parts. We move a trailer complex, we gotta move a tower, we gotta move radio equipment. It's not as simple as it seems. It's not, and I don't know how to explain it until you boil it all down.
Sure, I can understand it,
And talking about one without the other, I mean, right now, these gentlemen are under the impression that we're gonna move forward with something else. I'm not as confident. We're in Phillipsburg. We move in trailers and we stay in them for 20 years.
that's not gonna happen,
That's,
Chief.
but I'm sure there's a lot of other people who said that too.
Chief,
I'm not laying that on you
I understand.
or any of this, but we've all seen it. We're in a bad building because we kicked the can for too long. And that's where it lies right now. I mean, that's, you know, we want something to move forward. I'd like to have constructive meetings. I'd love to sit down and go over everything with everyone and try and get to the best spot possible. But this has been going on for way too long. Where's it end? I don't know.
Right. So I think we can understand, I do understand your frustration. I want you out too. And so we were all clear, we did vote on that last August, correct?
Absolutely.
Unfortunately, so you did see the email recently, the bond ordinance was not correctly adopted. Therefore, that 3.
I'm not aware of that.
Okay. So the bond ordinance was not correctly adopted. So the $3.2 million bond was actually
Did I do
negated.
something wrong?
You did nothing, Chief. To be honest with you, that happened with us. Okay? We can call it a rookie mistake. What we did was on August 7th, we held a, I believe we noticed it incorrectly. Would that be correct? I didn't open it up for public discussion. Right. We had asked for your presence in July. You weren't here. Then we had, I guess there was Councilwoman DiGirolamo, at the time was Council Vice President, had some questions for you, so we had requested your presence. We were assured by the mayor's office you would be here that evening. You weren't here. I believe you had a baseball game. So then what we did was proceeded in July, and there was members of the PBA here.
August 7th.
August 7th, correct.
Is that
So,
something like that?
yes,
Yes.
so August 7th, we proceeded, and I just went dark, so I apologize. We voted, we approved. Problem is, we didn't open it up to the public. And the law says that we have to open it up to the public for the adoption. We didn't do that, so we had to open it back up on the 21st for a public hearing. We then adopted it again, but unfortunately, the way the law is written, it was dated the 7th and not the 21st. So we had to go back and reissue that bond ordinance. So that has nothing to do with you. And that is not why any of the projects have stalled, because I didn't know this until...
Well, we know why the project stalled. I mean, the bids came in hot. I mean, we're not.
Right.
I mean, we're
Well,
not
no,
naive to the
correct.
fact.
I just don't want you to
It's
think that it was, the reason that it didn't move forward was because of the
not. Well, part of the problem is there's too much chatter behind the scenes, and I'm not saying by any of you. And we're not sitting down and we're not discussing.
Sure.
So until we do that, we're not moved. There's nothing's gonna be done.
So would you agree that we do need to sit down, and we do need to
Sooner than
discuss
later.
this?
We should have sat down, I feel like we should have sat down last week, a month ago. I mean, when we got the ball rolling with this, I was looking forward to a meeting last week, but we couldn't get one. You know what I mean? Like,
Listen, I'm gonna be quite honest, from the union standpoint, nobody's cared about us. And I'll tell you all that, I'll tell him that. We sat in that building for 2 years. Nobody moved this out. Nobody cared until I sent a letter. That's the first time somebody communicated with me. That's the first time somebody communicated with the union. Unfortunately, we were patient because we thought there was gonna be a plan. The plan did not come, okay? We've been in a building that everybody else has been very cordially moved out, very cordial. We've had guys go and fill workers' comp claims out. You and I discussed this. We talked about how maybe there should be 26. Those individuals haven't even seen doctors, okay? So workers' comp hasn't even taken our guys who are sick into account and had them go see a doctor. So we're at a point where if you don't think it is true, nobody's talking to us. Nobody's made a move to get us out of a facility until now. Okay? And I appreciate what you did. As soon as I communicated, I said to you, Bobby, you immediately got back to me, and I appreciate that. Same with you, Mr. McVeigh. The problem is this. For 2 years, nobody cared about us. They cared about the rest of the town employees. They cared about the court, got them out. But we sat in a building with mold, and then every time we think something good is going to happen, it gets stalled. The bond ordinance. Okay, somebody made a mistake. You admitted it.
I will take full responsibility.
But the reality is, how hard is it to reissue a bond?
In this case,
How hard?
so it's not hard to reissue the bond, but it's hard to find out where the money is. We don't have the money.
So why are we doing this in a public meeting when we could sit down and just talk in an executive session? Because that's the last email I got. We were going to have an executive session. That's why I took the time out to come here tonight. If we're going to just banter back and forth about our complaints, your complaints, and if you're not going to give us like educated, insightful guidelines to work within, then we're just wasting everybody's
Well, I don't
time.
want you to think this was a disrespectful act, but this...
No, it's not a disrespectful act, but I thought, the email you sent me is we're going to be in executive session, so we can sit down and talk openly.
Right. And then I had received an email back from the mayor telling me that I wasn't in charge. So
Well, listen, you make the council meetings, right? So executive
I like
session,
to
let's
think so.
let's sit down and talk.
So if you're willing to sit in an executive session, this evening,
Absolutely.
I have no problem doing that, because last thing I want to do is waste your time. But I did want every one of your officers to be aware that,
They agreed to, not to cut you off, but they agreed to allow us, the union presidents, or persons of that status, to come in and meet. The rest of the guys are just gonna wait patiently by and find out what you have.
John, I can assure you, and I don't know if you mind, you want me to call you Lieutenant or John?
No, call me John.
John, I can assure you that prior to us being elected in 2017, one of the very first things we did say was we needed to get the police department out. That's on record. I don't want you to think, and unfortunately, you haven't been privy to that.
Well,
Right.
but the reality is, we're still there.
Correct.
And nobody's gotten us out, and nobody's made a point. We're having air quality tests, we're having this, that, the other thing, but we're still in the same facility, and everything was supposedly, like, and in my email to you, everything was supposed to go positive. The plans, whatever they were with the armory, they faltered, they failed, whatever the reason. But the reality is, we're still there, and nobody got us out. And nobody made an honest effort from the start to get us out when everybody else left. The court left, like I explained in my email, the court left first. Then the rest of the town left. We had council members not coming in the building, none of you, but other council members that are no longer sitting in, they would not come in and get their email. Their mail, their packets. They were handing stuff to windows. I watched it. But we're still in there? Seriously?
I agree. I agree.
I have no problem. Let's go to executive session. Let's talk about this.
I would like
Let's
to-
hash it out.
I would like to do that, if possible, if it's okay with council. I'd like the motion to move into an executive session with the police to discuss this matter. As matters of,
There's contractual negotiations, also property, potential property acquisition, we don't know what we're talking about. What,
well, we promised them that we would do it.
No, I understand that, but I'd just like to clear something up. For 2 years, John, every executive session that I've been at, I said, let's get these guys out. I've been saying that from the very beginning. Even when the old administration was here, I said, we gotta get them out. But in reality, it's not our problem, it's the mayor's problem. He's the one that has to come with us with costs. He's the one that has to come with us for anything, because he just said, Bobby's not the boss. Okay? This is council. He has to come to us first and then say, well, this is what I want to do. And it's up to us to agree or not to agree. I mean,
I believe you. But the reality is this. That party line and this party line are not working together.
Oh,
To
you're
accomplish
right.
the goal for us.
you're right. You're 100% right.
And at the end of the day, we can't sit down and discuss what's best for your town employees, your police department, and why are we even here? We need to sit at a table collectively together, and we need to sit at a table collectively together and come up with a plan. He brought me over to Mr. Schreck's office, we sat there, we went over his plan, okay? I won't say what it is, because we're not allowed to discuss things, but we went over his plan. It seemed very reasonable to us, it seemed very feasible to us. He gave me very clear-cut timelines that he could work within, but we're still in the same spot. First
We
base.
know nothing about it.
I do. I do.
You do.
I am aware of it, yes. That is one thing I will not lay at the hands of anyone else. I am aware of what Mr. Schreck and everyone had spoken about because of my conversation with John. One thing I will say is that this probably would be best for executive session at this point because I cannot discuss those funds. I can't discuss that currently. Would you agree, Mayor?
Oh, sure. Executive session.
So, with that being said, should we, I really would hate to leave the police all standing here.
They can stay. They're fine with it. They understand that. They've appointed the people, correct?
Get them out of the building. I mean, come on, we already got the rest of the people. Get these guys out, sorry.
I understand. And trust me, we want to get them out, so we will move to an executive session. Motion.
Council President.
So moved.
Council President, is there any response, do you take action?
I would rather move to the executive session and just move from council. You do have open time this evening. I still anticipate action, but let's say action may be different.
Just prior to taking action, let's go to the agenda. I would ask that we give the public a chance to prior to taking any action.
Yes. So you would rather have them discuss it now?
We can go talk, but someone may have a chance to weigh in.
I would like the public to weigh in, yes.
Motion to move to executive session.
So moved.
So moved. We go off.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
We'll fix it.